It has happened. President Trump has been indicted, and local Houston citizens are doing something about it. On May 6th, key Trump advisor Kash Patel has been invited to Houston to expose this nefarious deep state and discuss their ties to the local Harris and surrounding counties. Find tickets while they last at the link below.
Chris gives an update on the state of Fort Bend County.
He's one of the founders of Freedom Matters and very actively engaged in terms of participating physically in various platforms. And Chris, again, please, a couple of lines about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So what happened in 2020 when a very questionable election result happened with the 2020 presidential election, it brought a lot of us citizens in Fort Bend and Harris County together, and we formed Freedom Matters Action Group because we weren't going to sit on the sidelines anymore. We knew that Facebook memes or witty arguments on Facebook wasn't going to get the job done. We needed to get in front of the county commissioners' courts. We needed to get in front of the school boards, and the first issue that we took on was the masks on our children's faces. We confronted the school boards. We confronted them relentlessly through political advocacy and through an advocacy for the laws. Everything that was being done was unlawful, and we saw the county officials attempt to acquire our police departments for their own personal use. Rather than our police being aligned to the law, they were being aligned to the dictates of the county officials, and we just raised a ruckus over that. We reminded everyone of the law and what that potentially meant legally for them if they continued down that path. We confronted the face masks. Ultimately, the schools relented. They acquiesced. We won. We got the masks off the children. The children are now able to breathe freely in our schools. And that stopped the onslaught to the other things that they intend to do to our kids.
Chris, I'm going to interrupt you. Listeners, if you're not watching on Facebook Live, if you do, you'll notice Chris is a very tough-looking, structured guy, and I am very concerned about interrupting him because one punch and I'm down flat. But like I said, Chris, this is going to be a relaxed discussion, and the reason I did want to interrupt was because I definitely would like you to share a little more about your thing.
Yes.
And so just to keep a flow in terms of topics, but I'll come back to this and then we'll head to specific topics. Chris, I want you to tell our listeners more about this organization.
So
all yours.
Freedom Matters Action Group, again, what we did is we came together for all the reasons I already mentioned, and what happened is that we took back Fort Bend County schools. We had a radical left activist school board, and we had reasonable people take back those positions. We now in Fort Bend schools have a reasonably good school board. And then we essentially began advocating for constitutional reforms at the county level. We need to get our counties, everything to set this country right needs to happen at your county. The fate of this country sits in the hands of the American citizen. They can simply go down to their county commissioner court and start tackling the issues that matter, which is audits of expenditures, and audits of election results and other things of that sort. And that's ultimately what we began advocating for in Fort Bend County, and we've had a tremendous impact. I will just say one last thing. You know, when the left took the 2020 election with very questionable means, they were coming in with a very aggressive leftist position. All of the lunacy that comes with that, with the gender transition of our children, with the racial division, all of that nonsense, they were coming hard and heavy at the people of Fort Bend County. And people of Fort Bend County are not that kind of people. They are reasonable people. They are good Texans. They are just down home country type of people. But they weren't standing up for themselves. So we took that position. We confronted the left, and effectively what happened is we slowed their momentum. We're in a stalemate now. We're sort of like nobody's moving forward. They aren't really having the impact that they did before, but they're well entrenched in our government. And so that's where we are right now, stuck in the mud.